Hello and welcome back to the NBA DFS Slate Breakdown for Thursday, February 6th. We're here. We're going to be breaking it down. We got 6 games on the slate tonight. Now let's dive into it. I'm your host, Tyler Wiemann, at FlatTyler83 on your DFS sites and Twitter. And come join us at LionStar. $39.99 per month gets you access to all we do, all the props, all the DFS. You get it all, or you can have the nice yearly option at $239.99. It's a one lump sum, but it does, save you half the money. So let's go. Let's do it. Upgrade to the full year. All right. Now, let's get into it a little bit, and we will break it all down, starting with FanDuel, point guard, highest owned. We got Buddy Hield, 36% owned. He is pretty high owned. He started last night and played 31 minutes. They obviously traded a bunch of people. We're still waiting for some injury news as far as what's going on in Golden State, as they did play yesterday. We would expect that to start coming out soon here. But all in all, it looks like, pretty good likelihood of Buddy Hield playing some decent minutes. And when he's played decent minutes, he's done well. We know he has a ceiling if he gets hot. With Curry, his usage fantasy points per minute is much lower, so he doesn't have quite the usage with Curry on the court, but I still don't mind getting there. I'm going to have some. I do think almost 40% owned is a little bit high. Next, we got Austin Reeves, 7,900 versus the Warriors. I love this spot with Austin Reeves on the court and no AD, no D'Angelo Russell, no Connect, no Max Christie. I think his usage is just going to be really high, and he's going to have the ball in his hands a ton. Love the spot for Austin Reeves, even though he is chalky. Cole Anthony, 5,300, 23% owned. This is another spot that I will absolutely be going to. He only played 23 minutes last night. They did blow them out, but he has played 27, 28, 24 minutes. And I think there's a good chance he's starting again here. Even if he's not, I think the minutes are pretty secure, and I think he's going to get over here in this spot. So I like Cole Anthony. Don't mind him. Now let's get into some pivots. We got the chef, Steph Curry. Put up 44 last night in a great spot versus Utah. Now he's going against the Lakers. He's had some real big games versus the Lakers in the past. It is in LA. I don't mind some Curry here. I think his minutes, he's going to have to play a lot. Now, they do have a lot more guards than they do have forwards, so they can rest Curry a little bit if they want to, but all in all, they need all the wins they can get. I don't think they can really afford to rest him. Lakers are playing decently right now and also need all the wins they can get. So I think this is an interesting spot for some Steph going, a little under-owned. Then we got Dante Exum, 4,300. Now he's put up 26 and 23 in the 2 games that he has started. He's going to start again. He had 20 minutes last night, 21 or 2 nights ago, and then 21 minutes in that first start. I think there is the chance he could get a little extra run. We admit 21 minutes right now, which I think is fair, and that is the most likely outcome. But I do think there is a chance he gets 22, 23, maybe 24 minutes. And in that case, he would start to look really, really good and be a little under-owned. Now, it is a, spot versus the Celtics, so it's not like it's a great spot, but he's a pretty good player. Fantasy points per minute are at 1.2 on the season as a starter. He's at 1.08 or something on the season. He's always been a good fantasy per minute guy. I'm ready to go to Dante and hope he gets a little extra run in this spot. On to point guard on DraftKings, we got Brandon Podimski, we got Steph Curry, we got James Harden. Podimski, 4,400 is just a steal. He came out and played 40 minutes last night. They're low on people. I wouldn't be that surprised for him to get a big run again. And he's been really good when, higher usage guys have been off. We got no Kuminga. We got no Wiggins. He's going to play, and I like the usage that he's going to get. So definitely playing him on both sites. Steph Curry, we covered. James Harden, 9K. I don't mind going here. Don't absolutely love it, as, we got Kawhi Leonard there. Takes a little bit of usage, but all in all, it's fine. I don't mind having some. We have enough value. You can pay up for him fairly easily. On to shooting guard on FanDuel. We got Podziemski. We just covered him. He's 5,100 over here, but I'm still getting to a ton of him, and I would rather him than Buddy Hield. Personally, I think Buddy Hield, there is just a little bit more chance of Hield not playing those 30 minutes again, where I think Podziemski is much more locked in on minutes. Austin Reeves, we covered. Tumani Kamara, 5,500. I might get some, not going to go overboard on him. And then into some pivots. Dylan Brooks, 4,700. We got no Fred VanVleet, no Jabari Smith. When that happens, more usage rolls to Dylan Brooks. He's 0.68 fantasy points per minute on the season, but he's at like 0.75 fantasy points per minute without Fred VanVleet and my man Jabari Smith. So in a spot where he should get a couple 3 shots and, be ready to take them, he will be a little do and die by the 3, but I like the spot. And there is, some extra minutes run, as he's played 40 and 37 the last two games. So interested in him. And we covered Exum, getting over to shooting guard. Podziemski, Hield, and Norm Powell. Norm Powell at 6,900 I do think is interesting. The price came down a little bit. We know he can score the ball. It is an up-paced matchup. His minutes are going to be there. If he gets hot, he can easily get into the 40s, and at 6,900 on a small-ish slate, I'm definitely down for some Norm Powell. Anthony Edwards, 9,700. Dude's just been absolutely cooking. He's going to have chances for that 3 ball to go in tonight, and with that, there's definitely some big upside. So a little interested in Ant as well. On to small forward at FanDuel. Podziemski, Dorian Finney-Smith, and LeBron James. LeBron James is going to be the pay-up guy everybody's playing. 59 and 55 the last 2 nights, so he has come through with you. I think he's super safe for 50. My issue is I just don't think he's that safe for 60. I don't think he really has that in his I don't think he has it in his range of outcomes very often. That is a ceiling outcome for him, and he just doesn't really deviate very often. I'm fine with some LeBron. I'm going to have him. He's super consistent, but I do worry about the upside here at this price. I mean, you got guys like Anthony Edwards that are 1K cheaper and have, more upside than him on a night-to-night basis, and definitely has shown it over the last month or so. So I don't mind some LeBron, but I'm tempering my expectations to say DFS, Dorian Finney-Smith, probably starts in this spot. Only played 24 minutes as a starter last time. Played 32 off the bench the game before that. I don't mind getting to some DFS, but he's 0.68 fantasy points per minute, and his minutes are volatile. So really hard to know what to make here. I don't mind a little bit. I don't love it, though. And pivot time on FanDuel, Franz Wagner, 8,400. He's kind of been playing like the alpha. I mean, he's 1.32 fantasy points per minute over the last 20, 1.18 over the last 5. Now, the last 20 isn't totally fair to show that he's that much, because a lot of that was without Paulo Banchero, but 1.18 is real. That is with Banchero. And now he's in a good matchup. It's a better small forward matchup than power forward matchup. I do like Franz over Paulo tonight. And I'm going to be getting to some, and I think he's a little too low owned. Dylan Brooks, we covered. MPJ has been on an absolute mission the last 2 nights. 22 shot attempts and 23 shot attempts. If he keeps this up, it looks really, really good. Now, Aaron Gordon hasn't played a back-to-back since he's came back from injury, so I think his questionable tag is very, very questionable. if there's no Aaron Gordon, no Westbrook, and fire him up again. I don't mind going here. The other aspect is Jamal Murray is now questionable as well. They're going to be minus some people. MPJ and Jokic, I think, look super, super interesting in this spot. And if Aaron Gordon's out, I would expect Zeke Naji to start, which he would also look a little interesting there. Terry Eason, 5,600. He likely plays tonight. He did start on February 3rd, but that was without Sengun. Sengun's going to play. He's going to come off the bench, probably play 26 to 30 minutes. And at 5,600 with his upside, I love it. I'm going to be going there. He gets more usage off the bench too, so I don't mind if he comes off the bench. Denny, 6,900. The guy's been playing some real good ball over the last month, or really since Christmas. Shows the upside in the 40s regularly, 6,900 in a good spot versus the Kings. We can go there. I don't love Portland's rotations lately, but hey, they are winning and playing really well versus some decent basketball teams. Crushed the Pacers, beat Phoenix twice, crushed Orlando, crushed Milwaukee, lost by 10 to OKC, beat Charlotte, beat Orlando, beat Miami, beat Chicago. They have been on an absolute roll over the last, 3 weeks or so. I'm going to stay in the flames with some Portland guys. I'm fine with that. Now, on to small forward on DraftKings. We got Rui, DFS, and MPJ. Rui at 5,300. He's going to play the minutes, 34 plus in this spot. Lakers are a little bit shorthanded. They're not super short at the forward spot, but I still don't mind getting here. I think his minutes are very secure, and the usage is going to go up with no Max Christie and no Connect. Neither of those guys are real high usage guys, but they're just another wing that, can fire away, and they're going to need Rui to do that. So I don't mind some Rui at 5,300. DFS we covered. MPJ. Let's get on over to power forward. Dorian Finney-Smith, LeBron James, and Jeremy Grant. 5,300 for Jeremy Grant, I think, is a little bit too low. Look, he hasn't been great. 0.75 fantasy point per minute over the last 20. Denny there definitely hurts him, but I'm fine going with some Jeremy Grant. I think the price is just a little low when you consider that, over a little bit over a month ago, he was in the 6Ks and showing us 30, 40 points. I wouldn't be surprised if he was able to put up that tonight. So fine going there. Wagner, Porter, Eason, we all covered. Denny, we covered. Naz Reid, 7K. This price is getting up there, but he's put up 47.51 the last 2 games. 1.13 fantasy point per minute as a starter. It's a tough matchup versus the Rockets, but I don't mind some. Either him or Gobert, I think, likely go off. I just don't think the two of them go off together in this matchup versus the Rockets. Definitely interested attacking there, though. Power forward on DraftKings. Rui, DFS, Naz Reid. We covered them all. Let's get it on to center. Center is weird today. So we got Kevon Looney. We got Post as the 2 value options that are there for Golden State. I do prefer Looney. He's only 200 more, getting a similar amount of minutes, but being a little more productive with it. But who knows if that flips and, Post gets a couple extra minutes tonight opposed to Looney. If that happens, I like Post. It's either one of them can absolutely do it. Post is the lower priced one. Don't mind some Post. Don't mind some Looney. Looney at least has the upside there. I do like Draymond Green, 5,800. Played 34 minutes last night, and he gets up to go against the Lakers. That is a real reason why I like it. He put up 34 earlier in the year versus them. Last season, put up a 50 burger, had a 41, a 36. The year before, plenty of mid 30s, and at 5,800, I think he's a really interesting spot to target. Sabonis 10K. I'm fine going to Sabonis, but they still have to figure out what's going on with Zach LaVine in that rotation, and I don't totally love it. Jokic, I think, is super interesting at this spot. And if he puts up an 80 burger, it's going to be you had to have him type situation. Fine with going with a little bit of Jokic there. Pivot time, Naz Reid we covered. Rudy Gobert, 7,100 is too cheap not to consider. And look what he's done over the last couple weeks. I mean, he's at almost 1.2 fantasy per minute over the last 5 games. 50, 37, 45, 50, 48, 47. I don't mind going here at all, even though it is a tough matchup for the Rockets. But hey, somebody is going to have to match up versus Sengun. Another thing I do want to add about Sengun is there's no Steven Adams. So I think there's a little bit more leash to Sengun playing a couple extra minutes. And Rudy is likely going to match up for him. That I think Rudy is just going under-owned, and I need to probably bump him up a little bit projection-wise. Quinton Post, we talked about already. Let's get over to center on DK. Naz Reid, Looney, covered both of them. Zubac, 7,200. It's an interesting spot versus the Pacers. I don't totally love it, but he has the ceiling to get there, so I'm fine getting a little bit. And that'll do it for us today, guys. Nice, quick Thursday show. We will be back tomorrow with another Friday slate. You guys have a good one. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I will be back tomorrow. Peace.